What's going on, guys? Back in another video. Today we have 5 reasons why the Utah Jazz lost to the Los Angeles Clippers. And as you all know, I am a Utah Jazz fan, and I was really disappointed when the Utah Jazz lost to the Los Angeles Clippers because I felt like the Utah Jazz had a chance at winning it all this year, but then they lost in the second round, and it made me kind of disappointed. But it is what it is. You gotta be able to win 4 games, and you gotta be able to maintain your streak. But sometimes you can't. Sometimes the other team plays better than you do, and you lose. But yeah, let's get started with the 5 reasons why I feel like Utah Jazz has lost to the Los Angeles Clippers. And yeah, reason one is their defense was really bad. There was really just 2 main plays that the Clippers were running, or two or like 3 plays that they did. One was an ISO, and they scored a lot on ISO plays. Another one was that one of the players would drive, they'd kick it out to one of the corners, and they'd either shoot that 3 pointer or they'd pass that. Once they drove, they'd either do a move in there or they'd pass it out early more line, and then the person who received the pass from the person who drive would pass it out to another player, and they would hit a 3 pointer. And it was really interesting to see how bad our defense was overall as a team. But yeah, it's just I thought that was a key point in why the Jazz lost is their defense. And then reason number two is that they couldn't stop the Clippers from going on runs. The Clippers went on so many runs when they were playing the Utah Jazz. They went on like at least two each game where the Jazz just couldn't score. They just couldn't score anything for like their 3 to 5 minutes, and it really hurt the Jazz overall. And they just couldn't stop the Clippers because they had too many offensive pieces that were doing really well. Reason number three is that their offense was really bad and their shots were not going in. Like they they really relied on Donovan Mitchell. Even Mitchell was not 100%, and Mike Conley was out. And Mike Conley is actually a big piece to the Utah Jazz offense, and I think it really showed because Utah Jazz, their offense wasn't very good in the games that he wasn't playing in. So, yeah, that's reason number three. Reason number four is that when Mike Conley was injured and Donovan Mitchell wasn't 100%, no one really stepped up for the Utah Jazz. Like, I mean, maybe some players played a little bit better, but there wasn't really a player that you could tell that like outshined everyone and really improved their playing in the second round than they did their regular season. But yeah, that's a big reason because whenever you have a player or players that are like injured or not 100%, someone has to step up because they have to be able to fill that gap that they had. So yeah, that's a big issue with the Jazz couldn't do. And then number five is they couldn't hold on or maintain their leads when they were winning. Like in game six, they were up by 25. They got outscored by 37 and lost the game by 12. And yeah, whenever the Jazz were up by a lot, I just watching the game, I just didn't feel like we were up by very much because the Clippers would seem to come back very easily, and the Jazz just couldn't maintain their lead. But yeah, that is 5 reasons why the Utah Jazz lost to the Los Angeles Clippers. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 200 subscribers by the end of July, and yeah, bye. No, June. Bye. Yeah.